2. Call right now.
Yes, that's right, baby. We are back, and you're listening to the Original Sports Show. And I'm your host, Leopold Jeans, the Big OG, broadcasting live here on CRN Digital Talk Radio, baby. Out here in sunny Sunland, California. Bighorn Productions, baby. Bump that. Bump that, bump that, yeah. Bump that, bump that. I love that. Yeah, that's right, baby. The Original Sports Show, only for the OGs. And we're getting into it, baby. It's football season. This is where we make our money, baby. And we got these new sponsors coming in. The show's rolling. You know what I'm saying? We've had some ups and downs, but you know what? When you keep doing what you do and keep your eyes on the prize, it'll all work out. You know that. We say that at the end of every show. And we keep it hyped, we keep it hot, and that's what we do, baby. And we're going to go ahead and get into the OG rankings. The OG rankings, baby. Now, let me tell you about the OG rankings before we get into this. You know, the OG rankings are something that I started doing when I first started the Original Sports Show back in 2005. And basically what I did was, you know, I looked at the AP poll, the USA poll, and all these polls, all these, football ranking systems, even the BCS system as well. And I looked around the landscape of college football, and I said, you know what, they're wrong. This team's better than that team's better than this team. And I came up with my own ranking system. And what I do is I tell you, I'll give you the real. I'll tell you who's the real number one, who's the real number two, who's the real number three. And one thing about the OG rankings is that every year, at the end of the year, I've been fairly accurate with how it winds up. I never picked the national I picked the national champion a couple of times, but it's so hard to pick because they get picked to begin with by the NCAA. It was a picking system to begin with. So you can never really, like, if they had let these football teams play it out, I might have been, right every time. Picked LSU last year. They lost to Alabama. USC over those years, and USC got snubbed a couple of times. There was a couple years where they should have played Florida, and Tebow and Sanchez should have played Tebow. Now they're on the same team. It's very interesting how this all unfolds. But we're going to go ahead and get into the OG rankings, baby. This is the OG rankings. Also, I got to tell you this quick story about the OG rankings and how it actually started. I was, me and my ex-girlfriend that I was with for 8 years, that's no longer in my life, thank God. I was sitting in, I used to write, and then I started doing these podcasts, and I would sit, and I was in the closet one day because it was quiet and soundproof, and I was recording. I'm sitting in the closet, and she opens the closet. She's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm doing the OG rankings." She's like, "Oh, okay." And she just closed the door and let me do my thing. But that's how it started, and I would always do it over a beat. So if you go to YouTube or some of the older podcasts, you'll see these OG rankings on OG Sports Show on YouTube. And there's always me doing a voiceover over these beats. And we're going to keep it same. We're going to keep it original. My engineer Matt's going to go ahead and bump that beat for you. And we're going to talk a little bit about, we're going to hold off on 1 second, though, because I do want to give them a little update on, the origins of football and what's really going on with college football and how it really is the first football. Like, people don't know that. They think a lot of people that like football are interesting to me because some of them just like NFL. And they don't like college football. And, people say that all the time. There's some people just like college football and don't really dig the NFL. But if anybody knows anything about football, they know it all started with college football. The original football game is college football. Before the NFL, there was college football. It all started back in 1869 on November 6th in New Brunswick, New Jersey, of all places. Who would have thought that? 1869, November 6th, the first football game ever was played. And can you guess who it was between? Can you guess who it was between? I'll give you a hint. New Jersey. What college is in New Jersey? Rutgers, baby. Rutgers and Princeton. The first college football game ever. Ever. And they battled. They had a mighty gridiron battle to the tune of 6-4. Yeah, Rutgers edged Princeton 6-4, won that first college football game ever in 1869 on November 6th. Those are things you need to know if you're a sports person. If you're a sports guy or gal out there, I'm dropping bombs for you. We're gonna go ahead and keep talking about this. Yeah, we got 60 seconds. We're all right. And basically, I'm giving you insight on the origins of football. And we're going to go ahead and talk about it more when we come back. And I'm going to explain how college football evolved into pro football and how you get, what we have today, which is a picking system. And this is what I was talking about earlier. These guys don't want to let go of college football. But we're going to let you go real quick because we got to pay some bills on the original sports show. And we will be back. And I'm your host, Leopold Jeans, the Big OG, broadcasting live on CRN Digital Talk Radio, baby. We will be back.
Hi, folks. I want to tell you